Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Sag, this is going to be your July 2024 reading. This will be for your sun, your moon, and your rising. Cross watcher, if that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, always discern the messages accordingly. So, Sag. I heard from Spirit a couple of things. One, this is giving me the idea of like a 2-week projection as far as the energy goes. So just keep that in mind. But whenever you find this reading, I would look around that time frame from that point forward. The other thing is your emotions. Your emotions could be coming up to the surface here on a couple of different things. It could be a little bit of nostalgia. It doesn't have to be. But there is something around your emotional energy. Spirit brought to my attention as I was getting ready to sit down to do this reading for you. So Sag, just be mindful of that. We're going to dive into the cards, see what comes up for you guys, and go from there. So, yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. For those of you who booked personal readings, thank you so very much. And for those of you who are interested in personal reads, that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. All right, Saggy, let's just jump in. Let's see. What do I want to use? We're going to go with these. That's what I did for Scorpio. That's what I'm going to do for you. All right, for Sag here, Spirit, what does Sagittarius need to know July 2024? What does Sag need to be aware of? Pay attention to your back. Make sure your muscles aren't getting tight, and if they are, you need to, what are they called? Yep, give me 1 second. Okay. Do some stretches. Spirit is saying some lunges, which obviously doesn't have to do with the shoulders or the arms, but still, there's something tied to that. There's a lot of fire energy here, Sag. Surprise, surprise, coming in with you. Wheel of Fortune. I do feel like things are starting to shift, change. Some of you, I talked about, I feel like a lot of you for some time have been going through like a dark night of the soul. Things are starting to shift in your reality, Spirit is saying, with what's going on. I instantly got a handle, like I said, reds, oranges, yellows. That's all your lower chakras, your external environments are shifting. Got a little bit of a headache when I went to sit down and do this reading for you. You could feel a little overwhelmed right now as well. Nature, time to get out into nature and discover things about yourself. Saggy, let's see here. Where do I want to take this? Where am I being guided to take this? This is, I'm gonna just clarify. Gonna clarify. Sag, there's so much red and orange and yellow, like I'm kind of like bewildered by it, and there's little hints of blue. That's throat chakra energy. There is, and it's funny because it's a mix of, it's like a teal. So I'm thinking heart chakra, throat chakra. There's a mix up. It's like, here's my external environment. How do I feel? What do I say? What action do I need to implement? This is a pretty big energy for you, Sag, in one way or another here as it's coming in. I don't even know what to think of this, honestly, right off the bat. I'm going to grab these. Let's see. What is this Wheel of Fortune about for Sagittarius? Spirit, what does Sag need to know about this Wheel of Fortune? Like, everything is like, some things could feel a little confusing to you right now. Other things, it's like you're watching it all just kind of spin around you. Spirit guides, looking for signs, philosophical discussion, supervision. Sag, I almost feel like there's a, Spirit is showing me the need to cry. The need to release, to let go, to be able to wipe your own tears, to find that inner balance with things as they spin. There's another indication of the Wheel of Fortune here. It's like once you alchemize, once you become aware of these feelings that are living within you, and we're in Cancer season, so there's the emotional energy, right? You're going to be able to move on and move forward past the situation from, Spirit is saying, a long time ago. Universal Merkaba, I can't talk today to save my tail. Universal Merkaba. A sacred purpose, you have the answer, lucid dreaming. That card showed itself too for Scorpio, but it actually came out of the deck. That is your underlying. There is a divine purpose for what is transpiring in your life right now. You may not understand it. You may not see it. but Spirit is saying, please know that you are being guided into it for a specific reason. Past life, illumination, a cultural experience, it's behind you, regression. Sag, there's harmony that's trying to come into the balance, and you may be harmonizing situations with other people. Peacocks could be very important. The yin-yang energy, very important. The masculine and the feminine balance there. This is like right now, I feel like you're walking through some challenges that you weren't quite anticipating. You know, and I talked about, you know, the heart and the throat. You look at that saxophone as it comes up out of him. It's going through the heart and the throat, right? It's going through everything, all of those lower chakras, the whole way to that point, right? So it's kind of like you're mixing, you're getting insight, mixing all of these pieces together from the root the whole way up to the throat, and it needs to come out. There's some kind of discussion here that needs to be held. There's truth that needs to be clarified. You think of a saxophone, it's beautiful, it's harmonious, it's open. It just sings its tune. The peacock is renewal, rebirth. I cannot talk. Oh my God. Maybe some of you are stumbling over your words. Maybe some of you don't know what to say or how to say how you feel about things. But it's like you're coming into, like, I feel like there's a couple of mountains behind you, right? You're coming into a few more. And I think that's going to be your greatest challenge here. As I say, language of light, rediscovery, humble wanderer, communication. And there it is. Sag, it's time to open up emotionally and have very raw, open, emotional conversations around things. The dolphin is a guide, right? When we think about what dolphins represent in the water, right? They are free, they are flowing, they do their thing, they're playful, they're energetic. They love to laugh, they love to make noise, they love to just be joyful and playful. And I feel like you're trying to protect yourself from some of those things. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock could be an important time for you, but 7 on the clock there. But it's like with this, it's like I'm just gonna keep this to myself. I'm gonna keep how I feel to myself. I'm gonna keep my thoughts, my feelings, my stability within myself and only. You know, dolphins are also representation. They used to guide sailors, right? When things were dark. I do feel like there's somebody in your life right now, Sag, that is a guide to you. And I don't feel like the communication, though, is super open yet. But I feel like they're kind of waiting for you to take that move. The inner oracle here, you are a channel, deja vu, self-fulfilling prophecies. Sag, be careful of the words that you speak to yourself, how you're saying things are going to happen or the way that you expect them to happen. Because I think that there is something or somebody around you, and this could be by spirit form as well, that is guiding you to this emotional openality of like needing to express, needing to just say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done. And I do think that for some of you, you are humbly beginning to understand certain aspects of this. Maybe there are things that you chose not to believe in the past. There's a lot about, I keep getting that geometry sense. So I'm going to grab the Sacred Geometry deck. Oh my God, I can't talk. To clarify some more of this. But there's a lot coming to the surface here, Sag, and I do feel like some of this you're trying to push down, trying to hold it at bay. But once you start to speak a truth here, your life begins to open up even more. And it's like you're getting hard fact check, Spirit said. I said about that red and orange. There's the sacral chakra. There it is again. You've got, I'm going to show you these cards. So Sagittarius card that I always lay out when I do your reading, there is the red and the orange, right? Looking at this Wheel of Fortune, there's a lot of red and orange. There's that bluish teal green I talked about, right? Then you've got this candle, which is the illumination of these things. There's all of that again. And then underneath, as I go to split this deck, you've got compassion and sacral chakra, which is that orange, red, and yellow again. So I would definitely be working on your root, sacral, and solar plexus energies right now, Sag. The compassion is like to give yourself the grace, but I also feel like somebody else is giving you some kind of grace. They're giving you a golden opportunity. Crown chakra. Those chakras are so important for you right now. There's your 7. Talked about that 7 o'clock. There's that 7. There's that 7 reappearing. It's the 7th chakra. It is you needing to trust your intuition on a particular situation. You are divinely being guided through a specific path. Look at that. All of the cards, I think there's 40 some cards in this deck. All the splits. there's the heart, the crown, that's 7, and then the sacral chakra. So all of the things that I've been sitting here talking about, that spiritual guide, that guide that you may have, really needing to do the work on the chakra centers right now, Sagittarius. What is this Wheel of Fortune, Spirit? What is this Wheel of Fortune for Sag? I haven't gotten this deck out in quite some time. Gaia 28. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great mother and to the universe that birthed all of us. I'm going to tell you, some of you could be having, there's the crown chakra and the throat chakra showing itself. Or I just seen it, where to go, I don't know. But some of you could be having a different perspective on traditions, your foundations. Like starting to understand, like if you had moral dilemmas around like religion, starting to see things are big. There's a bigger picture to it than what it is that you've known in the past. And part of this fate, this Wheel of Fortune that's turning you forward is like, here, allow yourself to open up to the possibilities that there is more to this than meets the eye, as I was going to say. And there comes the third eye in the crown. I'm telling you, Sag, this need to really, get your chakras balanced. Meditate on your chakras. 11:11 on the clock, like divine protection coming in. This is foundational energy. It could be marriage, right? We think about the 11:11 card. That's the 4 of Wands. That's celebration. It's coming together. It's unity, as they talked about here on this card, infinitely connected to one another. You're starting to realize, like, some of you I feel are, I don't want to say begrudgingly necessarily, but you're kind of hesitant to realize the impactfulness to the things that you say, the things that you do, the people that you associate yourself with. Merkaba come out as well. Alchemy. Sag, there's so much. It's like all of a sudden your life is kind of coming around, and it's like you could have had, we can call it a come to Jesus moment if you want to. I don't think it's necessarily that, but it is a point where you start to realize that there's more to this life than what you thought there was. Things are changing around you, and you're starting to see like the dots are connecting, that everything is connected in one form or another. This dynamic, again, the feeling of the pyramids coming out with the other pyramids here says the frequency of dynamics supports our ability to harmonize. And I said about the harmony, I think that might have been the word I used with that saxophone that's on that card, and that's what that's clarifying. Between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. Sag, I think you're becoming very, very, very slowly. It's giving me like Page of Pentacles or Knight of Pentacles. Going, okay, I see this. I don't know what to do with this. I'm not sure what this means or represents to me. But you're going to start to figure out how to transmute that energy, how to step into that. Scorpio is your fellow sign next to you. That energy does bleed over a little bit, and it's going to emerge to you in the way that it needs to. But it's like some of you are like very cautious of how much you dive into this or how much you're willing to invest in this to see things differently. But I think that the more that you do, like your perspective on something, the way that you're viewing things is starting to shift and change, tied to your external world. Fertility, 27. Coming out with the language of light. This is new beginnings, new prosperity, maybe a new family, new children, all of those things. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open. And I do think that part of this is, you opening up to new things. I said about like religion, if that's a thing for you. What was your Spirit is calling it moral code of conduct before versus what it is that you feel now. To be more courageous, be more creative, and to be more joyful than you were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. And it's like Spirit is asking you to open up to that and the trust and the miracles that come with those things when you open yourself up to new experiences. So Sag, I don't know what it is specifically that you all are going through, but this is a big thing. It's going to 14 on the clock. That's going to move you through and on your path to better things that are going to open you up, in a more, Spirit is called equalized manner. So however you want to take that, okay? So let's see what else comes up here for Sag. What else for Sag, Spirit? Perilous realms. Danger lurks, treacherous paths on this shadow and church. Look, I'm telling you, if there is something around a belief system that you were like, well, there was no other way, this is the only way, you're starting to realize that what has been preached to you and I'm not knocking religion, I want to make that perfectly clear, that what has been preached to you for so long, it's like trickery. You have to walk a very fine line. It's like you're either in it or you're not in it. And if you're not, then you're not worthy of, whatever, heaven, hell, whatever it is. But this is, going to church, if you will, right? Like your views are starting to change. There's something that is without a doubt shifting here for you. And it's like, there's a fear attached to, if I change my viewpoints, does this go against everything I ever was? No. You're allowed to change. You're supposed to be changing. If you're not changing and you're not evolving, you're not moving forward in life. You're doing the same thing day in and day out. You should be changing. You should be growing. You should be learning and having these experiences. What else for Sag? Workspace, coming out sideways, productive environment, creative zone, technology hub. Hearing the word spa. Sag, this could be, how do I want to put this? It's the same old, day in, day out of the past. Hold on. Cat is at the door. It's like you could be just fed up with work. You could be fed up with the way things have transpired. Like you're starting to see cracks in the foundation. Like, your work in general. I don't feel like this is so much you. I think you're kind of like part of that rat race right now that's just doing what they have to do. But I do feel like this is going to start to shift, or it is beginning to shift for you. So it's like realizing that this work that you've done, whether this is religious, this is actual physical work, it's been a performance. It's been a facade. It's been gameplay. It's all one big show. The world that you once known was just a big show in the material realm of this is the way you're supposed to operate in the birthplace of dreams. Spirit is asking you to, if you're in the position right now of wanting to change jobs or things needing to change, allow your dreams to come to fruition. Go out, meet with other people, do the things that you need to do to start to collaborate with others in a very different way. So when it comes to this dynamic, in past life, what is this for Sag? Spirit, what is this for Sagittarius? There's a lot of music elements to your reading also. So you could be listening to something specific, something could be lighting up. I can see some of you dancing in the kitchen with somebody, like a slow dance. This is Spirit is saying the slow dance of life as well. 1717 on the clock. Post office, mail delivery, written correspondence, package tracking. Sag, this to me is correspondence in the sense of communication, needing to have that communication, because I feel like with this, like once you get this confirmation of something, or you are confirming something to somebody, it's like this is a revival for you in a particular situation, but I also feel like this is also a revival of you. This is a new birth of you. This is for you to move forward into a ascension in some way. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal. Spirit is trying to move you onward and upward past a particular situation where things are no longer working. Like, you got to the 5th level of whatever for so long, and now it's like, where do I go from here? Like I've went around this space. I've done this for so long. It's almost like I get this impression too of you guys like walking around a certain space and going, is this really for me anymore? It's kind of like nostalgia in a sense of going, I remember these conversations. I remember the good old days. I remember when things used to be a certain way. This world is changing. This world is evolving. It's the one constant thing is that we're always changing. Things are always changing around us. Sag, I feel like work, love, money, structures, family beliefs, systems. You're going through this initiation process of this change. Keep yourself open to that because it's going to be for your higher good. I just feel like you're kind of in that confusion state right now of not understanding what all of this means for you. So let's see. For Sagittarius, please, Spirit. For Sagittarius. 7 of Swords tried to pop out. For Sagittarius. 4 of Swords, 9 of Cups. healing, rest, rejuvenation. Do not get complacent. I feel like some of you have just been very complacent for some time, doing things your way, and Spirit, again, is nudging you to do it differently. King of Cups, you could be dealing with a Scorpio. Doesn't have to be. Justice, balance coming in again for you. And then in the future energy, the Knight of Cups in the reverse, Queen of Pentacles. You could see somebody as cold moving forward into the future, like they're detaching, but I think that this is a new working construct on how others work around you to make their own dreams happen. You could also be in a space where you don't trust. You may be having trust issues right now, or maybe someone isn't trusting you. We're going to look at this King of Cups in the past. Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. I particularly see it as Scorpio. Knight of Swords. Some incoming information, some news. Revelation, Spirit is saying, trying to catch up and get back into a flow of something that was once going. This is the need to really talk about. This could be some traveling as well. Star, Aquarius energy, 10 of Wands. Somebody here, maybe you, Sag, maybe someone you're dealing with, is finally willing to lay the burdens down of the past. This is moving on and moving forward into a more emotionally stable and grounded place, needing to, Spirit is saying, buck up, making choices and decisions, whether it's for yourself or others, the higher good, right? That Judgment card is the choice. It is judgment being called on a situation and making a decision in which direction in which we are going. This is also Spirit, again, getting involved and saying these are the changes that have to happen. Either you make these changes, it's kind of like a tower moment, or we're going to force these changes to happen for you. You've carried the burdens of the past too long. It's time to let go of childhood memories. It's time to release this old construct. This balance, you could be dealing with the legal system, does not have to be. 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords. Again, you are healing finances. You're healing your way around what independence looks like. Some of you could be struggling with the independence aspects of 6 of Cups there. People, places, and things, the childhood, like the way you're supposed to take care of things or do things. Spirit is, again, asking you to review these processes and go, is this balance? Is this fair? What is this Justice card for Sagittarius, please, Spirit? What is the Justice card? Page of Swords. Again, there's a lot of reviewing, a lot of looking at different things. 7 of Swords. The Justice, clarifying the Justice. Who the hell would have thought? Sag, make sure that you are making positive that your financial documentation is in like par. It's up to snuff. Anything that you need to review, you need to look over. You need to make sure that that is done. You need to make sure that the things that are anchored, you know, whatever is supposed to be said and done, if there's been some kind of an agreement to things, that you are making sure that it's a solid foundation for those agreements. The 7 of Swords is kind of like you being lackadaisical to me right now as I say that, the 4 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles. Strategizing, planning, trying to find, you know, take shortcuts, the easy way out. Don't do that. Right now you're being taught a lot of things that are supposed to implement balance, but this is also part of like you realizing that like you maybe gave up on yourself. You gave up on a lot of things in the past that now are coming up to like front and center that this needs to be handled. 5 of Swords and the Page of Cups with the 10 of Cups. There's a fear around trusting people. You know, you could have had some really shitty situations. Pisces here, energy with the Page of Cups of, you know, it's like, it's really hard to believe that anything positive could come out of a situation, and that becomes its own self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Like we mentioned it up there. Whatever you choose to believe is what is going to be. This is a need to change your mindset. I'm really surprised the Hangman hasn't popped out here. But it's like if you feel it in your heart, you need to express it without feeling fearful of what's going to come of that. 6 of Cups, the Empress, the 9 of Cups. Sag, somebody is coming towards you that is just asking you to, Spirit is saying, change your ways. And when I say change your ways, it isn't like someone's coming in going, well, I need you to be this way. I need you to act this way. I need you to dress this way. This is somebody who is expressing love. New beginnings, fertility, growth, happiness, abundance. This is soulmate energy. This is past life connection. This is maturing into a new space. And I feel like somebody is there and wants to have these great expressions with you, whether this is via your work, via love, romance, whatever this might be for you. But it's asking you to step into this place of glory and stop strategizing every little thing that happens. Because as long as you are and you're sitting in that negative sense of the mind, miracles cannot occur from there. It's Spirit is saying positive self-talk, please. Okay. So let's get some advice. I'm going to keep this short and sweet, Sag. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Hang on. Oh my goodness, this cat today. All right, advice for Sagittarius. Advice for Sagittarius. Date, get back out there, meeting someone new, setting a date. Let's see, advice. The runner, fear of intimacy, running away, intensity, letting go, turmoil, and fleeting. Love. Listen, this runner dynamic is done unless you continue to run from it. So it's like, you know, someone's coming in, and this could just be that fear, heartbroken, fear that things are going to, a cycle is going to repeat, and I'm telling you that it is not. You may be pulling back and away from something, but it's also like if you give a person the reason to pull back and away, they will. I will also say to you, for some of you, you are still dealing with somebody from the past. There's that ascension I talked about. You have to be willing to let that past go. You cannot compare the past to what is coming in for you. It is not the same whatsoever. This ascension is you being able to move on and move forward. And it's like you're realizing that maybe for some of you, you may feel like you're not enough. And that's part of the problem in moving forward in a particular situation, whether it's work, love, whatever. But this is someone sitting beside you to help you expand. The chaser, fear of abandonment, codependencies. Let this be done. You're moving past these two energies, this runner chaser dynamic, Spirit. They finally come back in. You could be dealing with the twin flame soulmate. Overall, Scorpio got the same card at the end, the dragonfly, lighthearted and adapt, finding out and change, things coming to light and healing. And as I say that, I flip the deck over. There's the death card, Scorpio energy, soulmates. Sag, someone here is helping you elevate. Open yourself up to that elevation. It is necessary for your growth, your thoughts, beliefs around the past, that camera, nostalgia. Things are not the same as they once were. Someone's willing to step into this powerful position. You've got the Emperor and the Emperor, or Emperor and Empress here. That's divine counterparts. You're moving out of that phase. It took a while for you guys to get to that understanding because other things had to happen, and they may still be happening, but it's time to come back together and make things work out. Like you've been dealing with somebody for some time, but I think it's the one option that you really didn't think about. So I'm going to leave it there. Like, take in what I said. Next couple of weeks, take that in, and you'll be due for another reading, I'm sure, because it's like you're trying to wrap your head around these changes, the way you're seeing things, you're viewing things very differently. Somebody is coming in harmoniously. Something is coming in harmoniously, and it's going to start to shift your entire world. All right, Sag. Again, leaving it there, sending you love, light, all the good things. Like, share, subscribe, comment. For those of you who are interested in personal readings, that information can be found in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. Sending you guys a ton of love. Take care, and I will see you again soon. Bye.